How can you get what you want? That's what we're going to talk about on this episode of College on Fleek. How to set goals and achieve them so that you can get what you want in life. Hi, I'm Mary Dittman. I'm an award-winning business teacher on the collegiate level and the creator of One-Derful Life and College on Fleek. In this episode, and I'm filming this in January at the beginning of the year, but it's going to apply anytime. But a lot of times, of course, in January, people are setting resolutions and goals for a new year. It's a new semester, so you might have some goals for yourself with respect to school. But first, let's take a motivation minute. What will keep you motivated to continue working on anything is if you are clear on your why. A friend of mine over the break was asking me, how do you keep up with doing all the One-Derful Life programs and College on Fleek and teaching, etc.? She said, how are you able to just keep doing this? I would feel overwhelmed and I would probably quit. But I'm able to tune into my why. Why am I doing this? Why do I produce College on Fleek? Well, that's because I feel strongly that I want to help my students outside of class. They need some skills that they can't find in a textbook, and I want to help college students be successful. So if there's a day where I'm feeling like, I don't really know if I feel like doing anything today, I think about, well, what do I want? Well, I want to help people. Okay, well, that's enough for me to get off the couch and get in here and try to help you. So get clear on your why. And your why should be about you. It shouldn't be to make my mom happy or to make my dad proud of me. Because, listen, what if your mom is not happy regardless? Maybe your dad, you graduate college and your dad never says, hey, I'm proud of you. You might never get that outcome. But if your why is about you and your purpose in your life, so why are you going to go to your class today? I'm going to go to my class today because I need to do well in this class, and the reason I need to do well is because I want to get a degree in this area so that I can have this type of career. Now that can be kind of a big picture, and so today we're going to talk about how to get the big picture why into something really manageable that you can use. In every episode, we like to give you a success hack or a study hack. I really want to share with you the Study Smart Toolkit. This is the 3-step system I developed for myself in college. I had terrible test anxiety in high school and college and graduate school. And when I started teaching, I learned that a lot of my students struggle with test anxiety. And many times we don't talk about that. So everybody feels like you just can't take tests. You just have a hard time with exams, but a lot of people do. I used to teach this method one-on-one in my office, but then I could only help one student at the time. So that's why I created the Study Smart Toolkit, and I put it in a video module. This way, you're sitting down with me one-on-one anytime you want, 24/7, and I'm going to teach you how to study. And this method works. Now, I'm not a magician. I can't guarantee anything, but I can tell you that every student who has used this method has seen their grades go up, A's and B's, if that's attainable for them. So please go to collegeonfleek.com, get the Study Smart Toolkit, it's free, and it's going to show you how to study efficiently and effectively. You don't need to be spending 8 hours studying for a test. What you want is to get your studying done, make sure you know the information, and you can remember it for the exam. That's what the skills in the Study Smart Toolkit will help you with. So go to collegeonfleek.com and check that out. All right, so today we're going to talk about how to get what you want in your life. And many times in college, of course, you do have a long-term goal, like you have, I want to be in this type of career, but depending where you are in your college career, that might be anywhere from 6 months to 5 years away. And that's a tough goal to really measure because it's going to take a while to get there. So one of the first things that you should think about with goal setting is, what do I want this semester? Or what do I want in the next 3 or 4 months? It's a little easier for your brain to get a hold of a 90 to 120 day time frame. But you have to get clear on what you want. Now, if you say, well, I just want to get good grades, well, what does that mean? Is good grades all C's? And that might be your definition of good, and that's fine. But if you can't measure something, you can't manage it. So you need to be able to be very clear and specific about your goal. Is your goal to get a 3.0 or higher GPA this semester? Maybe your goal is to get into a certain sorority or fraternity. Perhaps your goal is to secure a part-time job. But you need to get clear on what you want. Step number 2, you need to know, why do you want it? See, I'm getting back to that why that I talked about at the beginning of the show. For example, if you say, my goal this semester is to get a 3.0 GPA or higher, why do you want that? You need to have a why. It might be so I can keep my scholarship. It might be so I can maintain a GPA of a 3.0 or higher overall. It might be so that I can join this or that organization. But why do you want it? It's okay if the why is just because I'll feel good about myself if I have a 3.0 GPA or higher. I teach a course for students who are on academic probation. And if you've ever been on academic probation, and that term might vary with different universities, where I teach at Francis Marion, when your GPA drops below a 2.0, you're on academic probation. And you have a certain amount of time to bring that back up, or you're asked to leave the university and sit out. When you get to academic probation, it can really be discouraging. And sometimes students start to feel like maybe college just isn't for me, or maybe I can't handle it. But I'll tell you, I've never seen a student who failed out of college due to intellect. My experience has been, if the student just doesn't want to be in college, that's fine. But students who want to be in college, the reason that they're not doing well usually has nothing to do with their intellectual ability. And again, that's why I say get that Study Smart Toolkit, because it's really about how you're studying and the techniques that you're using. But some of the students in the class, when I asked them, what is your desired outcome for this semester? One of them said, I just want to get a 2.0. I just want to get a 2.0 or higher and get off academic probation. Okay, what's your why? I want to get off probation. I don't like the way this feels. Okay. I had another student who said, well, I want to be on the president's list. So that requires a 3.85 GPA or higher. And this person, when I said, well, why do you want that? They said, because it'll really feel good and I'll be able to brag about that, and I'll be a success story because I will have gone from I was on probation to the president's list, and I really want to accomplish that. I want to have that achievement. That's the story I want to be able to tell. I love that. So coming up with a why, that when you're having a tough day and you're not feeling motivated, you can look at that why and remember, okay, this is why I'm doing this. I'm going to go ahead and go and get this done. So just to recap, number 1 is you figure out, what do you want? Number 2, why do you want it? Number 3, you're going to map out your action plan. You're going to figure out, okay, if I want a 3.0 or higher, what do I need to do to accomplish that? Well, you already know some things. You're going to need to study. You're going to need to go to class. You're going to need to take notes. You're going to need to do your homework. You might need to go to the tutoring center or the writing center and get some help. You're going to have to write the paper. You're going to have to do well on the exams. But you just write all those things down. Now, in our next episode, we're going to take you through the steps of how to create that action plan and really Get it into little tasks that you can complete easily so that you don't feel overwhelmed. But I want to ask you, what is your number one goal right now? Put that in the comments. College on Fleek is a dialogue, not a monologue, and we'd love to hear from you and hear some of the things that maybe you're struggling with. And in this case, we'd love to hear what is your big goal right now that you're working on. So put that in the comments. Next week, we're going to talk about how to achieve these goals that you're setting. And as always, you can connect with us at collegeonfleek.com.